Red Bull career mode, and today we have the Bahrain Grand Prix, I believe. Yeah, Bahrain. In the last episode, we went for a risky strategy call, and yeah, paid for it, to be quite honest with you. And yeah, championship is looking like where is it? It's looking like this. We're 7th at the moment. Daniel Ricciardo is in 5th. Certainly need some good points today to make up for it. There won't be a qualifying report today. I said in the last episode, it is just getting a little bit too much in terms of sort of producing the stuff off camera. I might still try and do it for big races, maybe championship finales and stuff like that. So sorry about that. So from here I will be handing straight over to David Croft and Anthony Davidson for the Bahrain Grand Prix.
It's our very own Anthony Davidson. Great to see you again today.
Thanks for that, Crofty, and I'm really anxious to get underway here. We've got all the makings of a great race today. World champions in competitive cars, lots of drivers on form, and I suspect a few strategists on the pit wall looking to try something a bit different and maybe jump their cars up the order.
We're almost ready to go then, and this is what the starting grid looks like for today's race. Valtteri Bottas lines up on pole position, and starting alongside in P2 is Sebastian Vettel. Looking down the rest of the grid, we have Hamilton, Raikkonen, Daniel Ricciardo, and a Red Bull. Ocon, Grosjean, Perez, and Felipe Massa. Palmer, Kvyat, Nico Hulkenberg, and Stroll, Magnussen, Sainz, Pascal Wehrlein, and Marcus Ericsson. Van Dorn and Fernando Alonso starts from the back of the grid. Now it's almost time to lights out, so let's go down to the track.
We're in a better grip position than we were expecting. Let's see if we can hold on to it.
So here we are down on the track. P6 is our position. Not too bad. Qualifying went alright, but then we lost mix 3 right before... well, not right before, right in the middle of our Q3 lap, and you know, we qualified pretty close to Daniel in terms of time, so you know, what could have been, you know, but they have it there. They still haven't fixed the problem overnight. There was a weird thing in shut up, Jeff. The first time something happened in Q2, I'm trying to say it, was that we had a fuel system fault, so we were out of the first 10 minutes of Q2, so we had to go out there right at the end of Q2 and put in a good lap. That took us up to 4th, I think. So we have generally been a bit quicker than Daniel Ricciardo this weekend, but as you can see, we are coming to the end of our MG UK, and we also have took some new power units for the ICE and the turbocharger. Not new parts, but we've moved on to the second part for them, so we're definitely going to have to take some new ones as the season progresses. I think we're just going to keep the ones we've currently got in for the qualifying and race, and switch back to the old one for practice in Russia next time out, and yeah, hopefully we'll be able to increase the longevity, if you like, of our parts. But no, hopefully you guys are good. Sorry there wasn't a qualifying report. As I said in the intro, just don't have the time anymore. You know, it's been great just to play the game a little bit and just be able to record the race, and yeah, hopefully you guys won't mind too much. And you know, we're still going to have the full races, extended highlights, if you like. Everything else is going to stay the same. The only thing that'll be different is the lack of a qualifying report. But here we are lining up for the grid, P5 and P6 for Red Bull. It looks like it is going to be a very interesting battle between me and Daniel this year, and I'm really looking forward to it. Another thing that I want to say is that we have moved up the difficulty. We were on 90 before, we're now up to 93, so we'll see how that goes the next couple of Grand Prix. I've also turned off flashbacks, not that I used them anyway, but that was just something I meant to do, and while I was in that menu I turned them off, so no flashbacks for me. Not that I used them anyway, so it doesn't affect us, but here we go, ready for the lights. Lights out, away we go here in Bahrain. A terrible start for us off the line, and Ocon and Perez, well, not Perez, and Grosjean have jumped us, and we have a couple of other cars around the outside. We've got a big lock-up from Grosjean, but what a terrible start that has been for us. We're down to 10th on this opening lap, and now we're going to have to try and pass Felipe Massa down the inside. It is going to be tight into that turn, and this has just been a very, very tentative start for us in this Grand Prix, down to 10th place. I can't believe how bad a start we had there, but we were kind of swamped into turn 1. I'm going to have a look on Massa now, and we're through, so hopefully we can now catch up to the Force India boys up ahead. Grosjean is up in 6th at the moment, so he's going to be holding up these two Force Indias in front of us, but we've just got to settle down into the race. We know that the pace is there, definitely to get back up to 6th place today, so that's going to be the plan. But yeah, just unfortunate, obviously, engagement of the clutch there perfectly, and yeah, it was just a poor start overall, and should have done a lot better. But coming into the end of lap 1, and we are currently in 9th place, so really not a good start. But luckily Daniel doesn't look like he's jumped any of the top 4, so it looks like he's going to be in a battle for 6th, as we see Perez having a look at Grosjean. We're going to have a lunge on Ocon, and we're through. That's a really, really good move, but Ocon's still on our outside there, but we've managed to hold it through there. Now we're closing in on Perez and Grosjean. That battle, Grosjean might have a look up into turn 4. He is rather slow through there, so we catch up quite a lot in that corner, but hopefully we'll be able to pass him going into the next sort of straight. You can see our advantage with the chassis through that section, and now we're coming down past Grosjean. We're now back up to 7th place, so luckily it doesn't look like we've lost out too much with that terrible start, but we certainly lost a good opportunity on maybe getting past Daniel Ricciardo early on in this Grand Prix, and we're certainly going to have to work for it. I don't know what's going on here, guys. We have got DRS on Perez. It looks like Daniel Ricciardo is being held up by a Ferrari up ahead, and that's allowing me and Perez just to catch up to them slightly. So yeah, we are closing in on Daniel Ricciardo. I don't know what's happened to that Ferrari. I don't know which Ferrari it is either. Probably Vettel knowing his luck recently, but Valtteri Bottas, if you look on the mini-map, he is absolutely storming away with this Grand Prix. And there's Ricciardo having a look at the Ferrari up ahead. Doesn't manage to get past it. Is Kimi Räikkönen, but Ricciardo having a look now. Who's going to get the DRS? That's the question. That's going to decide who gets through there. And Perez now trying to get a bit of the action, so we're hopefully going to get involved here. We're managing to brake a lot later than the people in front, which is good at this stage of the race. We've got a bit more brake pressure because I'm using the setup that we used last year, just with a little bit less front brake bias, so we're a little bit less likely to lock up the tyres. But I tell you what, this is a four-way battle for 4th place here, and we're going to be very much involved with it. We're at the back of the pack now, but we're going to make a move on Perez into this turn, and we're now up to 6th, back to where we started this Grand Prix, which is a really, really good achievement. And hopefully we can make the move on Kimi Räikkönen, and then it'll be a team-made battle for the first time this season, which would be absolutely brilliant. But we have got Sergio Perez to contend with here. This is going to be a good move for Perez. They're obviously very, very slippy in a straight line, the Force Indias, but we were good on the brakes there. managing to hold on to 5th for the moment. We need to sort of hang on to the coattails of Kimi Räikkönen if we want to hold on to the position to Perez at the moment, because we need that DRS. We're closing in on Kimi Räikkönen here. Will he pit this lap? I'm wondering whether it's his tyre wear that's getting the better of him here. No, Kimi Räikkönen stays out, and we're very much in his slipstream. We've got DRS wide open. This is our chance to get past Kimi. Sergio Perez is also right behind us. We go to the inside, and it should be a fairly straightforward move, and it is. We're down the inside, although Kimi is sticking around the outside as we go into turn 3 and we're through. So Kimi Räikkönen now has to cope with Sergio Perez as we go on the charge after our teammate Daniel Ricciardo.
Issue, so keep the temps under control. Pit in.
Well guys, we're coming into the pits this lap, unbeknown to me, but we're in, and that was a decent slowdown. Vettel's in as well as Hamilton, so we're in now. Hopefully this will be a good stop. We were held up a little bit there. That's annoying, so we'll probably lose the position back to Kimi Räikkönen once we're out of this, and we've got Sergio Perez right on our gearbox.
See these tyres through to the
And yeah, any chance of catching Vettel and Hamilton, who are battling up ahead, seems to be gone, but a good clean pit stop. Unlucky on the sort of pit exit, and now we're on our strategy to the end, and soft tyres I've felt pretty good on all weekend, so hopefully we can do something good. So here we are on the pit straight. There's a few cars in the pits, Daniel Ricciardo included in that, and we've definitely lost time to him. Will we come out ahead of Kimi Räikkönen? That is the question. He comes out ahead of us on track, but we have the momentum and go around the outside, and we're now up to 9th position. Rich Mix unavailable again though, and Kimi Räikkönen coming straight out of the pit lane has a chance to maybe have a look down our inside, but doesn't do it there, and well, we're going to have to go after our teammate, having lost 2 or 3 seconds in the pit stop, and also now losing Rich Mix.
softs on the car behind.
Well, there goes Kimi Räikkönen, he's through, and he's going to have the DRS. What a move around the outside that was from Kimi. We're just powerless to resist because of the lack of Rich 3, but we are going to lunge it down the inside of turn 1. We lock up slightly, but manage to push him wide, and we're through, and that's a really, really good move, and we're still up in 5th place, and Daniel Ricciardo up in 4th. I don't know if he's going to be catchable in this Grand Prix, simply because it's just going to be too difficult on the standard revs. Here comes Kimi again. He's having a look down the inside where we passed him last lap. So is Sergio Perez. He's having a look. We're just going to brake really late, hold it around the outside, and we managed to hold 5th position. This is a really, really exciting Grand Prix. Possibly one of the best of the career yet. Here comes Kimi Räikkönen once again, having a look down the outside of turn 4, but we managed to hold the position for another corner, but surely it's only a matter of time before he takes 5th place from us, unless we can get that rich mix working.
Rich mix is available again, but there is a chance the issue will reoccur.
And as I say, that rich mix is available, although we have been tagged by Kimi Räikkönen behind. Oh, and we've managed to hit the front wing. That was just awful. We got hit from behind by Kimi Räikkönen there. And surely now that is any chance of a good finishing position over. We're not going to manage to beat Sergio Perez, who's our rival, and yet again just a little bit unlucky there. So annoying. And now we've got Felipe Massa in the very, very quick Williams in a straight line right behind us. He is having a look down the inside, but we managed to hold him off just for there. But surely he's going to take us on this straight. Although, having said that, he's quite some way back. Have we actually got a penalty? Surely we haven't. But maybe we do. I don't know. It just said black and white flag on the lap counter there. Shall we have a look at the race director? No, just a warning. So don't really know what that's about. Kimi Räikkönen also getting a warning there. So I wonder if that was for the incident with us, or whether he just exceeded track limits somewhere else. But no, very, very disappointing, and we're struggling in these high downforce sections, and I think 7th is going to be the best we can get from this. So here we are then, coming on to the final lap of the Grand Prix. We're still in 7th place. We've lost a lot of time to Perez, but managed to stay in front of Massa, who's been passed now by Esteban Ocon, so he might be a bit more of a challenge, but the car has just felt awful through the middle sector. But yeah, generally it has been a good recovery from being down to 10th, but we were up to 5th and pushing on Daniel Ricciardo until Kimi Räikkönen and I collided once again. We are big rivals on the racetrack, most definitely. We've had our fair share of incidents and on-track battles. It's just one of those things, you know, racing incident, more my fault than his, and that could be crucial. Losing Rich Mix as we go into the DRS straight. This is Ocon's last chance. We've gone massively wide as well. Ocon's through. There's no way we're going to come back from that, surely. Unless we lunge it down the inside here. We have a little look, make contact with him, so I'm just going to let him through there. Valtteri Bottas has won. Kvyat has retired. Probably in more ways than one in real life, but nah, well, we had to let Ocon go there. That was an unfair overtake on him. Massa having a look into the final turn. He has got a chance here. Oh, we've spun him. We've spun him. I mean, there's not much we could have done about that, but we finish 8th. It's a really, really disappointing performance from us, and we're under pressure, definitely. After a decent performance in the first race, 5th place, we've had 2 disappointments, and going into Russia, we definitely need a result.
So, another fantastic victory for the Silver Arrows. And I have to wonder, Anthony Davidson, just what set them apart from the competition here?
Well, I think the track conditions just really suited their car today. Wind, track temperature, you name it. These cars come alive when the tyres are just at the right temperature. So the more easily you can keep them there, the better your race tends to go. And that's exactly what happened. Their car just looks so comfortable out there.
Welcome then to the podium, our top 3 drivers. What a great effort from them today in a very difficult race. And now let's take a look at the driver's standings. It's a good result for Valtteri Bottas, who extends his advantage at the top of the championship. Moving on to the driver of the day then. Anthony Davidson, who would you go for?
Probably Carlos Sainz. You know, strong pace, good work with the strategy, just a very complete drive, I think.
And here's how things are shaping up in the Constructors' Championship. Mercedes have extended their lead at the top of the standings. That's it for today's Grand Prix, and from Ant and I, it's goodbye, and see you again next time.
So there we have it then, the end of the race. Valtteri Bottas winning another one, with Lewis Hamilton eventually finishing second ahead of Vettel in third. Ricciardo, our teammate, finishes 4th, with Raikkonen in 5th. Perez finishes 6th, Ocon 7th. We finish 8th with Grosjean in 9th and Hulkenberg in 10th. I do feel really bad on Felipe Massa, though. Valtteri Bottas then leads the championship by 17 points to Lewis Hamilton. Kimi Räikkönen is in 3rd. Ricciardo up to 4th ahead of Vettel in 5th. Perez down to 6th. We're currently in 7th. Constructors then, we are currently in 3rd place. Losing ground on on Mercedes and Ferrari at the top. So we definitely need to step up our performances in the next episode. We do have that power unit upgrade hopefully in the pipeline, so I hope you guys can join me then. If you've enjoyed that, make sure you leave a like down below. It honestly means the world to me and to the channel. Subscribe if you'd like to see more, and I hope you guys are having a wonderful day. Thanks for watching, and goodbye.